Hey everyone, this is BRAINWAVEZ, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a drop in the style of Space Wizard. This whole project file, as usual, is available on my Patreon along with many others, so feel free to check the link in the description if you want to get it, and let's get started.
Good night.
All right.
Yes. Good night. Oh.
Why not?
The BPM of the project is 140. The drums are only a kick, 2 snares layered. This one has a boost around 200 Hertz just to give it that thumpiness, and this one is being cut at 300. Then hi-hat. So the drum solo, they sound like this. For the synths, I have only one sub bass going through the whole drop. This is a sub rack that I created. It's just a sine wave with a little bit of distortion and some effects like amping, erosion. And it just goes with the rhythm and the notes of the other basses. Then I have a basses group, and I'm cutting everything below 100 for that because my sub bass is covering for that area. And the first bass is this one. So I'm gonna mute the post-processing and show you what's happening inside Serum. I'm using the Monster 2 wavetable inside the Spectral folder in Ableton. 1 octave up and 7 semitones up. Pulse width modulation around 93% without the pulse width modulation. Sounds like that. Wavetable position is at 143, level around 88%. Then on the second oscillator, I set this to the dist C2 digital wavetable. Wavetable position around 14, level around 72. Phase in random for both oscillators is all the way to the left. Then I enable a sub oscillator all the way up. Then an air can noise generator, 31% of the level. Once again, phase in random all the way to the left. And a bandpass filter with these values over here, affecting both oscillators. You can see that I am not modulating anything at all. Then on the effects, I have hyperdimension, compression, EQ, boost in the low end around 5 dBs, frequency 150, and this filter. Cut off that value in there. That's for the patch. Then I enable 2 OTTs, time 40%, amount 25. So I just duplicated the OTT. And I put a EQ. I'm just decreasing in here, boosting in here, and in here. And I have a couple extra effects that are happening for the drop in the second half of the drop, I enabled this rack. And it's just basically giving it like a different texture to the sound in these two instances. So actually I just need one shifter, so I'm just gonna take out the other one. And what I'm doing is, first I am enabling it with 4% of wetness, and then I boost it to 26 in here. And just by doing that, it gives it like a different flavor. That's it for that one. Then bass number 2 is pretty much a variation of it. So you'll notice that the post-processing is the same. Doing the same thing with the shifter, the second half of the drop. And the only thing that changes is within the preset itself. So in here I have the same wavetables as before, but you can see that now the octave is 2 up and 7 semitones up. That gives me like a different timbre. So yeah, just a nice variation from the first one. Then I have this third bass. Once again, 2 OTTs, the same parameters as before, and a pretty similar EQ. But then on the Serum patch, I'm starting to modulate some stuff. So the sub is being modulated by this first LFO. I also change the envelope 1 curve, so now sustain is all the way down, so it's more like a plucky sound. And the sub bass is being modulated, the noise generator as well. So just gonna hover through all of these values for you guys. Then the cutoff, which is pretty much what is giving it most of the movement. Then I enable a second LFO, 1/8 notes trigger mode, and this is modulating some more stuff. So the pulse width modulation in here, the wavetable position of the first and the second oscillator, the cutoff of the bandpass. And lastly, I have a third LFO, which is on 2 bars, rate off, and this is modulating the master tuning, so it's creating that pitch down effect. Something to take away is I'm using the exact same effects, filters, oscillators, and all of that, but I'm just messing with LFOs to create a different sound and movement out of it. Then bass number 4, it's a variation of the one that I just showed. Basically the same preset, as you can see, same LFOs, same envelope, same effects, but once again I'm just changing the octave and the semitones of the wavetable number 1. And you can see that I have a little bit of an extra post-processing in here, and what I'm doing is just messing with the fine up in here. So just dragging this down, basically doing like some sort of pitch down effect, but with the frequency. And then this one is creating like a nice movement that you often hear in this type of tracks. So let me show you how that sounds without it. Then with this first shifter, pretty subtle, but this one is the one that you hear the most. I'm turning down the fine knob while at the same time boosting the dry wet knob. And it gives it that nice movement. And then I'm just gonna jump to bass number 6 real quick, because this one is pretty much the same as bass number 4, but I just changed the rate of the LFO in here. As you can see, is in 1/4, and I'm messing more with the shifter, so I'm just making the effect a little bit more present. Then bass number 6, pretty much the same patch, but now I am messing once again with the LFO rates in here. And I did, outside of Serum, I did a pitch bend modulation to create that pitch down effect in here. So that covers all the bases. Last but not least, I have some vocals. Sounds like this. They're more like spoken word vocals.
Good night.
All right.
Yes.
I just noticed that Space Wizard likes to use like this type of style of vocal, so I just, looked for something similar on my end. And then I just have like a little bass fill. This is a sample of mine. Post-processing, like an EQ, Faturator, which is a KHS plugin, really good one, I recommend it. And another EQ and a little bit of a reverb automation. So without that, sounds like this. EQ, Faturator, definitely bringing it to life. Then just some cleaning and the reverb throw. As you saw in here, all of these sounds are pretty much variations of one patch, and just like adding like some movement to the original patch, or changing the octave and the semitones of the original patch. So you can see that you can do a lot with just one patch and just creating variations of it. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know what other artists or styles you would like me to cover. As I mentioned, this whole project file is available on my Patreon, and also I'm doing one-on-one coaching, so if you want to jump on a Zoom call with me, feel free to check the link in the description for that. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I hope to see you around.
Good night.